In a lush village, there lived a young girl named Zara. Zara was famous throughout the village for her simplicity and kind hearted nature. She would wake up every morning before sunrise and go to the old well to draw water for her sick mother. That well was centuries old, and the village elders used to say that there was a strange blessing in the water of that well. One day, Zara went to get water as usual. The cool morning breeze was blowing and birds were flying in the sky. As Zara stepped closer to the well, her eyes fell on a shiny object buried in the ground. The sunlight was shining on it, creating a strange blue light. Zara sat on her knees and slowly began to remove the dirt. In a few moments, he saw an ancient glass bottle. There were strange patterns on the bottle that emitted a faint blue light. Zara's heart started beating fast. She felt as if the bottle was pulling her towards it. When he carefully touched the bottle, it suddenly started to heat up. Zara was startled and was about to drop the bottle when suddenly blue smoke started coming out of the bottle. The smoke rose towards the sky and then slowly began to take on a human form. A few moments later, a mysterious being stood in front of Zara. His eyes were shining with a blue light, and his voice was soft but deep. He looked at Zara and said in a low voice, "You have freed me. I was imprisoned in this bottle for centuries." Zara stood silent, a mixture of fear and surprise. She wanted to run, but her feet seemed to be glued to the ground. The being said gently, "Don't be afraid. I won't harm you." Zara plucked up the courage to ask, "Who are you?" He smiled and said, "I am the guardian of the light. And now your secret too." Zara felt like her life was about to suddenly change. He quickly picked up the bottle and hid it in his clothes. She knew that if the villagers found out about it, they would consider it dangerous. Upon arriving home, Zara hid the bottle behind an old cupboard in her room. His heart was restless, and only one question was circulating in his mind. Had he really unleashed a magical secret? Or put his life in new danger? Night was slowly falling on the village. The stars were beginning to twinkle in the sky. But Zara's heart felt strangely uneasy. The stars were beginning to twinkle in the sky. But Zara's heart felt strangely uneasy. The voice of this mysterious being echoed in his mind. "I am the guardian of light." The voice
Here,
of this
Ami, just a
mysterious
little
being
more.
echoed in his
Thank
mind.
you, my sweet Zara.
I love
I
you,
am the
Ami.
guardian
And
of
I
light.
you.
Her mother had been ill for a long time, so Zara was always worried about her. When she was sure that her mother had fallen into a deep sleep, she slowly walked to her room. There was little light in the room. Zara lit a small lamp, its yellow light casting strange shadows on the walls. His heart was beating fast. She slowly walked behind the cupboard and picked up the bottle in her hand. The bottle felt slightly warm as soon as I touched it. Zara hesitantly opened the bottle cap. Suddenly, blue smoke began to spread throughout the room. The room was filled with cold light. A few moments later, the same mysterious being appeared before him. He was smiling. There was a strange glint in his eyes. "You called me again,"
You called me again.
he said in a soft voice. Zara was a little nervous, but there was also an unknown attraction inside her. "Who are you really? And why were you imprisoned in that bottle?" Zara asked, plucking up the courage. He quietly approached Zara and said, "Centuries ago, I was imprisoned by a powerful sorcerer because I helped humans. I harm no one, but every freedom has a price." Zara was surprised. "What price?" she asked. He smiled, but there was a slight sadness in his smile. "The one who frees me, his fate is bound to my power. His joy." A wave of fear ran through Zara's heart, but she was still lost in the words of this mysterious being. He began to tell her the old secrets of the village, the stories of the stars, and the strange events of the world of light. All sense of time disappeared. Meanwhile, Zara's mother's eyes suddenly opened. They noticed that Zara was not in her room. They saw a faint blue light coming from under the door. A strange suspicion arose in their hearts. They slowly walked towards Zara's room. As they approached the door, they heard someone's soft voice from inside. She stopped and peered through the hole in the door. Their eyes widened in surprise, because standing in front of Zara was not an ordinary human. Both fear and surprise arose in the mother's heart. She couldn't understand whether this existence was a threat to her daughter or some new secret of fate. She silently retreated from there, but a decision had been made in her heart. She would definitely know this secret. The next morning, Zara went to the well to get water as usual, but her mind was still reeling from the night before. Meanwhile, his mother was sitting restless at home. She had not been able to sleep the whole night. That blue light and mysterious being kept coming to mind. Finally, she decided that she would find out the secret herself. As soon as Zara left the house, her mother immediately went into her room. She closed the door and started searching behind the closet. A few moments later, they saw the same mysterious bottle. The bottle was emitting a faint blue light. Mother's hands were shaking, but she plucked up the courage to pick up the bottle and slowly unscrewed its lid. Suddenly, the whole room was filled with blue light. The same mysterious being appeared again. He looked at his mother and said quietly, "Why did you call me?" The mother took a deep breath and said, "I want to protect my daughter. Who are you and why did you come into her life?" The being was silent for a few moments, then said, "I am the protector of light. I harm no one, but the life of anyone my power connects with is forever changed."
Fear grew in the mother's heart. She said in a stern tone, "You stay away from my daughter." At that moment, the door opened loudly. Zara had returned. She was terrified when she saw the bottle in her mother's hand and the mysterious being standing in front of her. "Mom, why are you doing this?" Zara said, crying. The mysterious being looked at the two and said in a low voice, "You two don't know. Tears welled up in Zara's eyes. "So you're going to leave us?" she asked in a trembling voice. He smiled, but sadness was clearly visible in his eyes. "Sometimes love doesn't mean being together. It means being safe." He slowly took steps towards the bottle. The light in the room began to brighten. Zara screamed, "No, don't go back!" But that being slowly turned into blue smoke and was imprisoned in the bottle again. Suddenly, the room became silent. Zara sat on the ground and started crying. Her mother hugged her. They both cried silently. After a few moments, Zara looked at the bottle. It now looked like an ordinary glass bottle with no light in it. Zara picked it up and went to the well and gently buried it in the ground. The wind was blowing slowly. Zara looked up at the sky and felt as if a distant blue light flashed for a moment and then disappeared forever. Zara wiped away tears and held her mother's hand. Now she understood that some secrets only seem good in memory, not in reality.